Welcome back to the Urban Schoolhouse, where school is cool. I am Chelsea Weisinger, and I'm here with my mom, Ebony Weisinger.
Hey.
And today, we're going to be talking about chronic absenteeism.
Chronic absenteeism.
It's a real word.
It's a real word.
I had to Google it to make sure absenteeism sounded correct, but I wasn't sure if it was a real word.
It is.
But it is, yeah. So we're going to be talking about that in the context of this increase that we've seen in schools of parents letting their child take mental health days from school.
Or just not come to school for a variety of different reasons.
In my experience and on the internet, it's, oh, my child needs a mental health day.
I've never really seen that.
I've seen it a lot. Actually, what kind of sparked the topic for this week was I was on TikTok and I saw, I don't know if it was an educator or not, but they were saying, parents, like, please send your child to school, because did you know that if a child misses about 2 days per month of school, on average, that adds up to missing a whole month of school.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we know attention span is declining, literacy is declining.
Yes.
So that and the increase of absences, I don't know, as a psychology student, you learn correlation is not equal causation, but I think there's a strong correlation to these things and technology, but that's another conversation.
I had a parent tell me attendance don't have anything to do with grades last week.
Oh.
A whole parent. He said attendance didn't have anything to do with grades. Meanwhile, all the remarks in his daughter's report card says grades are affected by attendance.
Because they are. I mean, I doubt they're doing the work at home, so.
No.
But so we're going to start off by defining chronic absenteeism versus truancy. Now, truancy it's a misdemeanor, I believe.
It is. You can go to jail for that.
Yeah, parents can actually get in legal trouble for not sending their child to school, because children are required to go to school until the age of, I think, 16. When they can drop out. Unfortunately. So chronic absenteeism is when a student misses 10% of school.
Yes.
10% of days.
Yes.
And at least for my school district, the student will get flagged in the system when they miss a certain amount of school days, just for the teacher to kind of check in with the family, check in with the student, look at their grades, see what's going on, see if there's a problem going on at home, and maybe that's why they're missing school so much. Who knows? And then truancy, at least in the state of Michigan, we're going to go off of, is defined by 10 or more unexcused absences in which a parent is at risk of getting in legal trouble for.
Right. And the school is the entity that actually reports truancy. So it gets reported to the county. So in Wayne County, we would go through Wayne Risa.
Yep, Wayne Risa. So parent involvement, yes, I've seen an increase in mental health days. And specifically, I think I have this theory, and it's no shade to like millennial parents, but I think millennial parents have taken a really different approach to parenting.
Oh, you better know the D&D approach.
Yes. What does that mean?
Do not disturb.
Oh, okay. So you're saying they don't parent?
I mean, I'm saying that sometimes I feel like I'm getting on their nerves.
Oh, like their phones on D&D.
Yeah, I mean, their whole life, like, don't disturb me kind of thing. Like, you keep calling me. You calling me again? You know, kind of thing.
Oh, you've experienced that?
Yes. In fact, this week, which has been so challenging for me because grades are out.
Mm-hmm.
And we were supposed to be talking to kids, but I feel like, what's the point in talking to kids? You're 11 years old, so you getting all these Fs. Your teachers are saying that you're absent, so let me call the mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I call the mom, and she definitely didn't want to talk. She pointed me towards dad. I talked to dad, and then I started emailing them both, and I found out that she felt like we were parent blaming.
Well, yes.
And
You're the
that
parent.
she didn't want. She said she didn't want to be a part of. She called it a group chat, but it was email. And she said she didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And it just disappointed me because I felt like, well, how do I help this kid? But you know me, I'll find my way. But parents are on do not disturb. They're on do not disturb.
That's another thing that I've seen an increase of. I think going back to this is just my theory of what I've observed, is like younger parents, like millennial age parents, I think because they probably experienced a lot of trauma going up from their parents, that they're like, okay, well, when I have kids, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But it's gotten to a point where they kind of went on the other extreme end. And now it's like, you're not really parenting at all.
Right.
Or it's like, you want to be your child's friend.
Right.
And I think we just kind of went from one extreme to another.
Yeah.
And now they're really not being parented at all. And you want to be your kid's friend, and you don't want to like actually. And that's why these kids get to school, and when they're expected to respect authority at work, they're like, call my mama, call my mama, because they weren't taught that.
Right.
And
they say call my mama because they know that their mother will get in line
will defend
with
them.
What they're saying.
Yeah. I think that goes, and then with the shaming, like on TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever, it's a lot of parents like share their struggles on the internet.
Yeah.
And some things that they struggle are questionable, and people try to give suggestions or be like, hey, you could do this, whatever. But they're like you're parent shaming, your mom shaming. Like,
I've never even heard of that. I mean, to me, that sounds a little bit, I don't want to say contradictory, but I will say it like this. I'm a mom, and whenever my kid does something great, it's okay to blame that on me. You know what I mean? Like, if you're great out in the world, you have a degree, you're a social worker, you do good work within your church, all those things are my fault. But if you do something wrong because of how my environment raised you, is that not also my fault? I mean, is it that we want to take credit for the good that our children do, but not the bad? And then if someone else takes credit for the bad, then who is responsible for fixing it?
Right. And so people will say, oh, well, you're mom shaming, like, well, like your kid. I mean, like, this is kind of off topic, but kind of on topic, where like this mom had a very, like, her house wasn't the cleanest. But she was feeding her kids and whatever like that. Or even with the one mom who just bought her kids straight junk food. Like, she has a kid that only eat like frozen pizza. So she buys like 30 frozen pizzas from Walmart. And people were shaming her, or in the comments, like, your kid should be eating healthier. Like, I grew up only eating junk food. It really impacted my relationship with food. You know, maybe try.
And your ability to learn.
Right. And so, people were just saying, like, hey, like, I grew up this way, and you should really not, you know, like, it impacted me. But then the people defending the mom in the comments, like, well, your kids are fat. Good job. That's all you can do. Da-da-da-da. And it's like, you don't want to take any accountability or any, like, self-reflection. Like, yeah, maybe my kid, I should be giving my child healthier food options if I can help it. I mean, you're spending how much money on frozen pizzas. Right. You could get some fruit and vegetables.
But this mom, you know, she was very upset, and it seems like when I was asking her, what are your routines like, I think that's what got her, like, because maybe she doesn't have any routines, and I didn't want to assume she didn't have routines.
So you asked, what is it like?
So I asked, like, how do you help this student at home with focusing on a task? How do you follow up with finding out if they're turning in the work? And what does the homework routine look like? And this is something for me to start conversations. And she totally went left, saying, if this is what this is going to be like, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
So that means she doesn't have one. Anyway.
And she doesn't have one, but why not use that as an opportunity to say...
Because, again, parents, they don't want to admit that.
But they don't have to admit it. They can just say, you know, it's probably not well, do you have any suggestions? Because I have suggestions, but she shot me down.
I always frame it like, what do you do at home so that we can also do that here?
And that's how
and it's
I was
more
framing
consistent.
That's how I was framing it.
even though you know they're not doing nothing, but you're like, hey,
I
how are
know,
you?
but I still thought it would serve as a conversation to start doing something. Instead, she just shot it down.
That's happened to me before too. I had a child that would fall asleep all the time in school last year, and the teacher would just let him sleep. And I'm like, well, that's not okay.
Yeah.
He has to be up.
Right.
So we met with mom. We had a whole wraparound meeting with mom. And I was just like, okay, what's his bedtime? What's his nighttime routine? He has a routine. Da da da. Okay. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking what the routine is.
Right.
And then she, just got super defensive.
Yeah.
I mean, but because the truth was he wasn't sleeping. He was up all night on YouTube or whatever else.
That's the thing.
And that's the
parents need to take the electronics away at night. I mean, in the discussion, the television, the iPads, the phones, they keep us up at night. All
Hot
of us.
take. I mean, it should be taking hours before they go to bed because they need to settle down.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, there needs to be structure. And a lot of parents, and like, I hope I'm not stepping on anyone's toes, but a lot of parents care for their kids by allowing them to watch these things.
I mean, we were just at the grocery store, and I don't know if you saw those two kids that both had devices in their hands while their mom was grocery shopping. And you know what? This is where literacy comes in. Because that would have been a great time to, have a book. Hey, look at my list. What do I need? What do you see on these shelves right here? That's a great opportunity to give your kids a literacy lesson.
Absolutely.
And
have them help.
Right. I Spy Cheerios. Do you see Cheerios here?
Yeah.
They're receptive language. And I see, like, from being around my colleague, the speech therapist, receptive language and comprehension is a huge struggle for kids.
It is.
Huge.
Even kids that are literate and can't read, comprehension.
They can read, but they don't know what they're reading.
Exactly. And that's the point of reading, is to know what you've read. So they have the phonetics of knowing what
Phonemic
the
awareness.
words say and how the sounds are supposed to be pronounced, but they don't know what the word means, and they don't know how to comprehend.
Parents, like, yes, teachers are amazing, but, like, you're your kid's first teacher.
You're your kid's first and best teacher, because you know the child.
Don't let the preschool and kindergarten teacher be their first teacher. You're their first teacher.
I feel like kids should go to school reading and writing, and I know a lot of people might feel like, ooh, that's a lot, but it's really not.
I remember my kindergarten teacher was really impressed with the fact that I was ahead of my other peers because I already knew how to read and write.
I know Michelle Obama said in her book that she went to school knowing how to read and write. And look at her.
I just think because at least in Michigan, again, you can go to kindergarten with no skills. Like, some kids are not even potty trained.
Exactly.
In kindergarten.
Exactly. But they have a hard time in school. It's like they start behind. Unless they're really, really smart and they catch it. But most kids need that home push. And not just with the reading and writing and also teach them expectations. But also with their training.
Teach them expectations. Bedtimes. Teach your kid expectations. Because I know a lot of kids get to school and they're like, what is this? Because they're actually expected to do stuff. And they're like, what is this?
Teach them to be expecting someone to tell them to do things.
Yeah, and kind of hold themselves to a standard. Like, I see it even with the kindergartners.
How old do you think that you have to be to hold yourself to a standard?
I mean, even with kindergartners, like, they literally don't want to do anything. They want you to think for them.
Okay, so I'm going to just say this. After COVID, students changed. People changed. After that, I wish you had been in schools.
So right now,
that's a real thing.
So right now, the COVID babies are in kindergarten.
Yes, they are, but their parents are tired.
I don't know. I feel like we can't keep using COVID as it is.
I'm not saying it as an excuse. I'm just knowing that I was in the educational setting.
You saw that shift?
I saw the shift, and if you talk to people, they saw it too. So it's not an excuse. It's just the way it is, kind of.
So you're saying, what does that have to do with expectations?
Well, I'm just saying a lot of these COVID kids, not just the new ones, the ones who were at home during the time that it was happening, they were not expected to do anything or as much as they were doing in school because they were online and they were virtual, and some kids didn't even attend virtually. We had poor virtual attendance. We had to call the homes and ask why the parents are not putting the kids on. And that's the thing. It was the parents' responsibility to put them on, and they weren't doing it. So I'm just saying that's what it has to do with it, because if we were home at a time during a pandemic, I would expect you to still log on to your classes, still do your work in a timely fashion, and I would do whatever I needed to do to support that. But that's not what was happening with those kids, so they lost a little drive.
So they lost drive. Okay. I can receive that.
That's just what I think.
And then going back to mental health days, I feel like I'm struggling with needing a mental health day from like second grade. And I've literally had like young elementary students or parents be like, well, they needed a day off. From what?
Well, I mean, if there was a rough day and they had been into some rough dealings at school, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like I always went to school.
I feel like I always went to school as well.
Unless I was like sick, very ill, like I'm throwing up.
Yeah.
I feel like other than that, I went to school. And I think going back to that original TikTok I saw, they were saying like growing up, I was taught that, you know, your parents have a job, your job is going to school.
I say that every day. You got one job. You got one job, and you got one time, and you got one chance to do it.
I think that flows, because even at my second job, I work at a restaurant. These younger kids cannot hold a job. They don't like being told what to do. I've literally seen like 17-year-olds cuss out the managers over being just told what to do.
Crash outs.
They're crash outs. They can't hold a job. They can't hold a job. They can't, it's like you're teaching your kid, oh, you can just not go to work. You can just not do what you want to do.
What they're missing is grit, resilience.
And I think also the lesson of sometimes you have to do stuff you don't want to do.
Exactly. Because honestly,
they feel like they have to do nothing they don't want to do, and that's the problem. Because that's not how life works. You think I want to go renew my license every couple of years? No, but I have to. You think I want to go to the grocery store all the time? No, but you think I want to go to the gas station? No. Do you think I want to go to these places? Nobody wants to go to these places.
But I'm thinking that.
But that's part of adulthood.
Like my mother used to tell me, late to school, late to work, and that's true. Your school ethic becomes your work ethic. Your grades are, in a sense, your pay for school. And the higher your grades, the compilation of them overall, as you matriculate school, I believe will indicate your pay.
But I think again, we're in the city.
Like there's a direct correlation in my mind, because
I think us being in an urban and rural area, I think with the parents probably not having the highest education levels, definitely has a correlation to what we're saying.
If I were a parent with a low education level, I would just be all in for my kid to have a high education level.
But would you though?
I would.
Would you really?
I think so.
I feel like because when I was in college, my old roommate, she was first generation, and I feel like she kind of had, her mom kind of had like a crab mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crab mentality. What is
crab
that
mentality.
For the people in the back?
So if crabs go into like a boiling pot and one crab tries to get out, the other crabs will pull it back down. Like, if we're not getting out, you're not getting out, right? Basically. So that's crab mentality.
Could be that crab.
Honestly, I've met a lot of first gen folks whose parents were, families were like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. My mom has always been happy for me. Anyway, she went to college too, though.
So I think, again, some parents don't want their kids to be better than them.
That part.
So,
I mean,
you know, or they're like,
maybe that's
oh,
indicative of you can stay home, or
it could be. I mean, because maybe they know. Okay, well, they're behind, so what? Because they don't want their kids to be better than them, because then they have to admit that maybe they didn't do that much themselves. Yeah.
Wow.
It could be that, too.
I never thought about that. Jeez Louise.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen it. Oh, like, oh, you think you better than us? You got a degree, da-da-da-da.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Truly unfortunate.
Because my ex-roommate, she had a sister that was school age going back to truancy. Her mom got in trouble for truancy just because her mom literally just refused to take her to school. And it was so odd. Like, she just did not want to take her.
Wow.
And so she was, she got in trouble for truancy.
And, you know, I've seen a parent arrested for truancy once. The school settled her up.
Mm-hmm.
They called her in to do a meeting, and the police were in the room, and they arrested her. And I felt so bad that she was being set up that way. But it happens, and parents need to realize that when they're keeping their kids home for reasons that are undocumented, because eventually it could become a court matter.
Mm-hmm.
And once it becomes a court matter, that's not good for the family or...
What kills me is I had a kid that had chronic absences, and part of the reason was his mom took him on a cruise. Now,
and they
have the whole summer off. Why?
But they don't start school on time. A lot of times they don't even start school on time because they'll say they was on vacation or whatever, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Like,
so
you have the whole summer. You have the whole summer to take your child on a cruise.
But they start off the school with 3 days missing because they don't come on time.
You've had that happen
all the time, and parents feel like those days don't count, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
Because
also, going back to mental health days real quick, especially like elementary school level, there's a break almost every single month.
Yeah.
So it's like your kid can't hold on until break. And if it's that steep where they cannot hold on, then you need to look at some outside mental health resources instead of just letting them skip school all the time. If it's that deep, then they need to go be seeing somebody about that.
I agree.
Because literally, what? At least for me, you got Labor Day weekend. You got October, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, MLK Day, Valentine's Day. We got a midwinter break, spring break, Easter, May, and then June summer break. Come on now.
And the weekends.
And then a whole summer. and then 3 months off.
Well, I need mental health days in lieu of all those things too.
That's sick. You're sick.
But I'm an adult, and it's hard sometimes to do a job. It's different when you are the learner. Isn't it?
That's another thing. It's like...
Because I take my days off, and I feel like I need them too.
Sure. But you're in 3rd grade. What you running for, a multiplication?
Exactly.
Long division?
You have a job, sir.
U.S. history? Like, that's come funny. On now.
Running from the playground.
Right.
Some kids do be running from the playground.
They do.
Because a lot of kids stay at home because they get bullied in school.
I had one kid that had lied to me, and I had called CPS, and they came to the house, and he told CPS he lied. So he didn't come to school the next day because he thought I was mad at him.
Kids don't come to school for all kind of stuff. Girls don't come to school because they went to get their hair done. I hear that a lot, especially in the upper grades.
I didn't hear that. I know a teacher, and this girl emailed him and was like, "I'll just get my hair done, so I won't be there tomorrow."
That's a thing, but again, like, my mother didn't play that at all, and I believe it was because she did not have a situation where she could afford to pay for me to go to school and me miss school. I went to private school, and she just wasn't going to pay for me to go to school and I not go to school. Maybe we should make people pay to go to public school and give them their money back.
No, because it would be public.
But give them their money back at the end of the year.
No, that's not how that works.
I'm just saying, wouldn't that be awesome? I bet you everybody would come to get their money back at the end of the year.
Probably.
I mean, if you had to pay up front for school, and you get your money back at the end of the year.
But that's what people do.
If you come to school. If you don't, we keep the money.
I mean, people take advantage of free things. I mean, at my internship, I worked at a community mental health.
But it's not free.
for my internship, I worked at a community mental health center. And it was free for them, but clearly it wasn't like actually free. But so if they like missed a session or whatever, they got no penalties. So people miss all the time. But I was like, well, if I was at a private practice where if you missed, you had to still pay,
right?
Then you wouldn't miss. But it's like if it's free,
so the value is in money and not education,
basically.
Well, how do you get money without education?
But I think that goes again, kind of like with the mental health days.
Unless you have luck.
With the mental health days, yeah, it's like, do they actually need help, or are you just avoiding? Sometimes it's work avoidance. Sometimes you're avoiding your classmates.
Let me tell you what I learned. Going back to the same girl that I contacted her parents, her father admitted to me that he was keeping her home to watch other kids.
And there you go. And again, that goes back. Let's go to prevention. That's our last point. How can we help prevent this? And I said one thing is rapport building with families.
Yeah.
And the students. Early warning signs. If a kid's constantly like tired, if they're starting to miss a lot more, if their grades are dropping, stuff like that.
Yeah, and also like a lot of systems these days do not. Like at my school, we're not sending home report cards anymore. Like
really?
The system is supposed to be the way that the parent is supposed to be looking at the grades. And for me, I don't know that would be feasible. I would be looking for a report card. I would be looking for comments and not needing to go get that kind of thing electronically. But that's the move for some districts.
Oh, we printed them out.
Yeah, we didn't print them.
And also, I think more on-site mental health support. If it really truly is mental health, like, okay. But again, if you're at a point where you have weekends off, and also maybe they don't, because if they're babysitting all day,
yeah,
or if they have a job or something like that, which is a more prominent problem in urban areas.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Yeah. And then the same thing.
I've seen schools that have daycares, like high schools.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for the students.
Right.
Children.
Right.
So if we're talking about children and their parents.
Maybe it could be extended. Maybe it could be extended for families. I don't know.
I don't know how that would work. I mean, like, they have latchkey and things like that, or Head Start for smaller children.
They do have Head Start, yeah.
So they can enroll them in school, but then they have to take them to school.
Isn't that income based?
Yeah, Head Start is. But we're in the urban area, and a lot of income-based homes would qualify.
Probably depends, yeah.
But regardless, I mean, I just think that we can't allow we can't allow it, but the truancy is trying to address it, like having kids being watched by other kids during the day. And
also, I think it also talks about a bigger issue, which is no universal childcare.
Yeah. Because, like, what do you tell the parent who is not able to get childcare?
Yeah. Pay for it.
And they have to go to work. They have to do what they have to do. So they wind up taking their older child out of school to be a care provider.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I mean, it always comes back full circle to, like, a bigger issue, a bigger cycle. Because, again, we talked about this a couple episodes back with, like, the school to prison pipeline. Okay, if a kid misses school, they have no education, they're limited for jobs. What are they going to do to get money?
Right. Crime.
Said just literally, it's just a big circle.
It is. And it's tiring to watch as a educator. And you can talk to some parents until you're blue in the face, and they still won't bring their kids to school every day.
Mm-hmm. And in my district, they do offer virtual school for high schoolers, but their issue right now is that too many kids have gone virtual, and they're not doing anything because they're virtual. So,
and then there's an aspect of the social part of that. Like, there's a huge social aspect to school, and students should for the most part, not be isolated in a learning situation.
No.
When they're not going to usually work in isolation as an adult. And I am aware that some jobs are isolated or you work from home, but most jobs are not. And so you have to learn how to get along with people. School is not just math and reading. School is a social learning atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to have respect for people, how to be kind, and just how to have character, and how to expect that thing from other people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just think homeschooling and computer schooling.
This is why people say that homeschool kids are a little bit off.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't get the same type of learning experiences for sure. So I don't suggest it. Every time somebody brings that kind of thing up to me, I kind of discount it.
Yeah.
I'm not a proponent. I mean, unless you're sick. If you're sick.
No, like straight up homeschooling your kid. Like they don't go to school.
Or homebound or doing virtual learning.
Yeah.
Which, it's just not ideal.
No, I mean, it goes by the LRE continuum, least restrictive environment continuum. Because even children that are in prison go to school.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter where they're at.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what's up.
That's
Take
all.
your kids to school.
Yes.
That's what's cool.
Please.
Attendance is cool.
Please.
School attendance is very, very cool.
Please.
And it also keeps your kid in a habit of knowing that they have a job to do and they have a purpose in this world. It's important what they have to do each day. It's important that they do their work. It's important that they don't miss assignments. It's important that they're on time to class. It's important that they're prepared for class. What we're doing is teaching skills to kids today so that they know how to be in the real world tomorrow. We're training adults. We're not training them to be kids.
Mm-hmm.
We're training them to be adults. And furthermore, the way I looked at it is that I was training a kid to be an adult without me. Because the bottom line is you never know when you're going to go as a parent. So you try to teach your kid as much as you can. And one of the best things you can teach your kid is value for education and value for the work that they should be doing. Yeah.
Mic drop. We can end it right there.
We're gonna end it right there. What about our socials?
So our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok is all at Urban Schoolhouse Podcast.
Urban Schoolhouse Podcast.
Urban Schoolhouse Podcast.
Follow us on
Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And then we will be back next week to talk about what to do if you want your child to have an evaluation for special education services.
Education, y'all.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
So we will catch you next time on the Urban Schoolhouse.
Where
School is cool.